Hang on a minute. What's going on?
I don't know. Where are the lights?
I think we've got a problem here.
It's normally internet, but...
Is this... Oh, don't tell me the internet's gone again.
Hello. I am the ghost of Christmas. You are going to be visited tonight by 3 reselling Christmas ghosts.
Oh, Jesus.
The ghosts of your past, your present, and your future. Oh.
Hello. I don't know what happened there. That was really
Crazy.
Weird. Proper weird. I don't know. Something funny going on here. Anyway, it don't matter. Forget about it. Just one of them things, isn't it? You know, weird goings on. Anyway, welcome back to Cookie and the Haydens. I'm Car Boot Chris, and this is Bargain Bell, of course. And this is our weekly reselling show. Every Monday, 8 p.m. And we talk all about reselling and a little bit of fun along the way.
And if you watched last week's show, we also give you an annoying song that you'll never be able to get out of your brain again, ever.
Which is what?
Jingle bells, jingle bells.
Oh, right. I forgot.
You forgot?
Yes, so we've got a jam-packed show, as always, for you tonight.
And hopefully we're going to have no more technical issues.
I know. And that was weird, wasn't it?
It was. I don't like the dark. I'm scared of the dark. Creepy
Very
things
strange.
happen in the dark.
Very strange goings on. Anyway, let's carry on. We need to see who's in the chat for starters, don't we?
Yes, let's say our hellos. And if we have a newbie, we'd like to have at least one newbie that is brave enough to come forward each show so that we can say hello and introduce you to everybody.
Yep.
So if you're a newbie to us and you've never said hello, even if you've been watching in the background, but you've never said hello in the chat, come say hello to us.
Dave's here. Dave was first in. Took me ages to
Dave.
find there's no sign on your YouTube account. Just use the link on Facebook or Instagram or something. Hi, Leanne. We've got Jeff. What are you doing?
We've got Halo.
Yeah, first time. Who else have we got? We've got Al, I'm feeling supersonic. Oh, hi, Peter. Peter Ray's in. Basically got guests on from past, present, and future. That's a good guess. Yes.
Why did we think of that?
No, that's a bloody good idea. That'd have been a lot easier.
Yeah.
Dave, I think you've got the wrong show here. Hope you've all done your homework. Carl Phillips. We've got James Tonks. We've got DMH. We have Steve Jackson in the house. Queenie. Chris Tyler. Linda and Gaz. Hi, guys.
I never know if it's Linda or Gaz or both.
Could be both. I'm putting money on it being both. Catan's here. LB Retro is Bill and Lucy. Gary Nicholson's here. Let's see. Trotters. Hi, Ghosts of Christmas. What are you on about?
I have no idea.
Nathan Catan says, did Chris not pay the electric bill? Something strange going on in the house.
Yeah.
Something strange in the neighbourhood.
Who are you going to call?
Yeah.
No? Okay.
Yeah. No. It's not Halloween.
Okay.
Chris says, is it Halloween? No, it's not. Andrew Monumental said, I bet Bal spent a while practicing that. We don't know what you're talking about, Andrew. What are you on about?
No idea.
Sue, out of Curiosity UK. Welcome. Sorry, got something lodged firmly in my eye.
Eyeball?
It's not that. Hope that goes away in a minute. That's proper annoying me. Rich Hitch, Green Bear Peaks. Good evening. Ray. What's this? Baby Shark.
Another song that's going to annoy everybody.
Oh.
Baby Shark. Do, 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 do.
Hi, Anne Hamilton. Oliver Ian is here. Sarah. Sarah Helen Tonks.
I think it's Sarah Ellen.
Oh, yeah, that's stupid. Sorry. I do apologise. I read it wrong. There's another Tonks in the chat, isn't there? Is it James Tonks?
What's there? We've got two
I think
Tonks.
so. Two Tonks.
Mr. Sprout, hi, are you two crazy people? Why the hell would he think we're crazy?
He's even got
no idea.
Has he even got sprouts on his mask?
Has it?
I think so.
Bless.
Can't quite see. Oh, I've lost the chat. It's gone. It's gone. I looked at
I think you've got Lana Nicole, left-handed hummingbird.
Oh, there's Lana. Yeah, left-handed.
Rebecca Turn is in, and we're at the bottom.
Marie Hodgkinson.
Oh, and Marie Hodgkinson.
Hi, Marie. I know Marie from years of old in many different guises. Hope you're well. Hope things are all right.
Oh, I can't see Marie on mine. Why can't I see Marie on mine?
She's tuning in from Facebook.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, that's why I can't see Marie on mine then.
I know. No, that's great. Nice to see you on here. Rebecca, and that's it. We're at the bottom. Thank you, everyone. Thanks very much. Oh, I've just noticed where it says 48, I've now got a heart in the corner. What does that mean?
Somebody has hearted it. Is that from Facebook?
Oh, it could be from Facebook.
So does Marie count as our newbie? Has Marie been into our chats before?
I don't think she's ever said hello. So.
Are you our newbie, Marie? Hi. Thanks for joining.
Yeah. Right. So what have we got on? I need to do a shout out first. So shall I get that out of the way?
Go for it.
I need to do a wee shout out.
You need a wee?
No, I'm all right for a wee.
Okay.
Shout outs.
So this week's shout out is going to none other than the man himself, Peter Ray's Adventures. He's in the chat. Peter very kindly sent us a lovely Christmas card. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much.
Very much appreciated. Thanks for thinking of us and sending us a card. And I hope you have a great Christmas, Peter. If you're not subbed to Peter, go and see his channel. If anyone is in the chat who wants to post a link to Peter's channel, please feel free to do so.
Oh, see, I can't see Marie's thing, so you're going to have to keep an eye on the Facebook ones because
Does it not come up?
We don't show up on mine.
Oh, interesting. Marie.
So I wonder if can anybody else see the Facebook comments in the chat then?
Don't know. I don't know. Anyway, Marie says.
Or are they going to think we're talking to a gun?
Well, I'm putting it on the screen, so anyone from Facebook, I'll put them on the screen so everyone can see them. And Marie also says, I thought I'd bob in and watch. Oh.
Much appreciated.
Peter says, glad you got the card. No worries. Thank you very
It
much.
was very thoughtful of you.
Very
Thank
nice,
you.
Thank you. Yeah. So feel free, go and tune into Peter's channel.
Oh, Rebecca said Kirk Taylor, Cookie and Rory are listening too. I think they're her hamsters, if I'm not. I know Cookie's definitely a hamster because I've had a picture of him before.
Ah, Cookie the hamster.
Mr. Sprout's called Peter.
Oh, right.
There we go.
And Peter A says,
Yeah,
no,
not on a phone, can only see on a PC.
Oh, okay.
How does, well, this is a tablet, isn't it, that I'm on my iPad.
I'm lost on it.
LB Retro said, sent you a card and a little present today.
Really?
That's so kind. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. That's very kind.
We've got like little mini Santas. Little
That's
mini
brilliant.
Santas sending us
Looking forward to that.
gifts. Thank you, but you shouldn't have. But thank you very much.
If anybody else wants to send us gifts, it's fine. You get a shout out in return. Thank you.
Grant Reseller's joined us. Hi, Grant. He says, hi, Annabelle, love you. And hello, Cookie, and that strange bloke, Chris.
I've got this funny itch. I've got a right itch here.
Look,
Proper.
we've all got to have a super fan, and Grant is mine. Okay.
Even
though I do have to say, Grant, you probably do still come next rung down from Tori.
Nick K says, hey back. Right, I think we've done loads of shout outs there. So
Dave said, don't send them gifts, Royal Mail is stuffed already.
send via FedEx to make sure that I get it, please. Right, what have we got on? So I'm going to do a sales update. I'm going to do 10 recent sales. I've also got an oh no to do.
I do apologise, I'm yawning and we're only like 12 minutes in.
terrible.
We're 12 minutes
How rude.
in.
How rude.
It's normally at least 9 o'clock before I yawn. This is a bad day.
She wants to give up already.
I know. Peter says, hope Cookie gets some treats this Christmas. Oh, she always gets way more than we do.
Oh, yeah. Brum Resellers in. Hi. Thanks for joining us. James Tonks. Preferred the old style sourcing videos, Chris, but good seeing what you picked up. Love the Mexican school glasses. Yeah, I've listed them today. I've gone high on them because I couldn't find anything the same. 50p Octopus is nice. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if I can get the prices on them. Yeah, I was just testing the video. It's clear that it wasn't as successful as others. A lot of people saying they didn't like the layout of it and it was distracting, and that's fine. I will revert to normal pickup videos and boot sale videos.
Why? What had you done to them?
I just what I did was you shouldn't even be asking me that because that means you haven't even watched it. Now what I did was I did the green screen and I showed my pickups, but on the back behind me I had the boot sale tour. But there's too much going on, and I knew
I could have told you that.
Yeah.
Normally you run these things by me.
No, because you weren't interested.
Because I just told you it was shit.
I wanted to try things. Grant Resale says, Annabelle, as long as I'm in your fan club, I'm happy.
Oh, mwah, always in my fan club. No costume this show, Annabelle. No, I think I shoved my chest in your face enough last time. I'm going to give it a rest this week.
Richard Knight's Life says, evening, Chris, Bell and Chat. Good evening.
Good evening.
Aids also in. Hello. Grant says, nice haul in yours. Oh, is that a compliment, Grant?
What did you get in your Davy boxes?
You'll have to watch the video, dear.
Oh, it's funny.
Ask the boss first, James says, yeah.
Of course. This is why he doesn't ask me, because I'm brutally honest with him.
No, what's this? I'm bleeding.
You're a bleeding nuisance. He'll blame that
my arm's bleeding.
He'll blame that on me, I'm sure of it.
It was you probably caught me with your bloody nails or something on that.
LB Retro said, should have done it like The Price is Right, Chris.
Good idea. That'd be good as a live, wouldn't it? It'd be better as a live. Belle, stop letting him go rogue.
Your big head was blocking what I could pick up video.
Never mind. If we don't try different things,
Look,
we never
I
know.
leave him up here to his own devices, okay?
But hang on, right, Brum Reseller. Thank you very much. Good to try new stuff.
Whatever.
Things can get a bit samey because this is what I always think is there's so many of us now on YouTube doing reselling. It's nice to try something different. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This time it was shit. I'll admit it. It was shit.
Yeah,
If
but
you've not
are you
watched it-
admitting that because people said it was, or
No.
because you thought it was?
I knew. As soon as I'd finished it, I knew it was shit. But it was done. So I had to just release it. And I just thought, we'll see. But I think everyone's going to tell me it's crap. How many times have I said shit in one sentence? If you haven't watched it, go and watch it just to see how bad it is.
Oh, now all everyone's jumping on the bandwagon. It was a good effort, Chris. But if you let me make the decisions.
Yes. Should we do an oh no? And the oh no is not my last video. Let's just get that straight.
No, all right, that's the second oh no.
No.
And the third oh no is you didn't speak to me about it.
Because I know that you don't bother watching anymore. If you do watch, then I'm literally I'm gonna have to go to hospital with this. I'm bleeding out fast. What have I done here?
God.
Have I pulled a mole off or something?
I thought you were going to say we pulled a muscle. Come on, do your own now. Oh, no?
I just wanted to catch up. Ray says had the worst Q4 ever this year, but for the full year 2020, it's up by 32% from 19. So good. Yeah, lockdowns is probably.
You've had a whole year of Q4. That's what it is.
Yeah, lockdowns I think has spread it out a bit more. Jeff, firm pressure on the room for 2 minutes.
And put your arm up in the air.
Katana likes the format of the green screen. Yeah, it was just the way I did it. I think Katana, it didn't quite work this time. Call 999. Right, okay. Let's do. I haven't put our names on the screen. I've just noticed.
Pretty sure people know them.
Well, they might not. They might not know who we are.
Oh no! Quick, put our names on then.
I know. Hang on a second. Sorry, people. This is very shoddy, isn't it?
Oh God, I'm yawning again. I'm so sorry.
I can't even find me how to do it. It's
Do you want
not
me
here.
to spell it for you?
Banners. No. Here we go. I've got Chris.
There we go. I'll do.
General. Camera. I think I have to do it when I enter. So,
Well, it's your show. There we go.
No, let's take it off. If in doubt, take it off. Okay. I forgot what I'm up to. Oh no's.
Go for it.
Oh no.
Okay, so this week's oh no was a bit of a strange one. Maybe you guys will be able to help me out and tell me if this is right or not. But I had a message. I sent out a package to a buyer, and I had a message. I've not even told you about this yet.
See? Communication. We don't have it.
I had a message from a buyer saying that Hermes have shown that the parcel is dropped off, but I can't find it anywhere. Now, that's not unusual. That happens quite a lot. And normally you say to people, have a look round the outside of your door, check your bins, and then knock on at your neighbours. And normally that resolves it. But this time, the guy come back to me and said, I'm in student accommodation. And what they have is they have lockers at the bottom of the halls. And when a parcel is left or letters are left, I mean, Dave might know this as a postie. When they're left, they're supposed to put them in the student locker for the right house number or flat number or whatever it is, and lock it with the code, and then somehow let the student or the household know what the code is to open it. I don't know how they're meant to do that as a postman.
Because you can still get up to the individual flats.
Well, why not just take the bloody parcel then?
because they don't have letterboxes or anything on the doors. You got
knock on.
But what if there's nobody in?
Okay.
So they could still go up and like stick a note through the
Oh,
door.
okay. You could put a note through. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So this is what the guy said. He said there was no note left with the code for the locker. So he's like, will you contact Hermes and see if they've got the code? And so basically I contacted Hermes. I never heard from him again, Hermes. And I never heard from this guy. It's been, I don't know, it must be almost a week now. So I'm assuming he managed to get his item out of the locker. But I just thought it was a bit strange. I've never heard of that before. So
I think it's different though for each uni. I was trying to think
probably.
Cam's, because Cam's uni block, you couldn't even get into the compound. So all their parcels were left with the guard at the front gate.
Right.
So every uni block
Has
will
a different
will be different.
Yeah, so I was just wondering if any of you guys, I mean, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, I'm hoping that he got his parcel, everything resolved, because I've not heard from him. So I'm expecting so, but...
Dave's basically saying it won't get delivered.
Right.
Thanks for the vote of confidence, Dave.
I mean, it went with Hermes, it didn't go with Royal Mail, but... Dave says, I delivered to student accommodation on Exeter. It was to the door, okay.
Yeah, but student accommodation can be different because Cam's in student accommodation, isn't
right,
it?
Yeah.
Which is like a house.
This is halls.
Yeah, if it's the halls, it can be slightly different. Listen to me, up until last year, I wouldn't have even had a bloody clue. Wouldn't have had a clue.
True. Anyway, I don't think people seem to know much about it.
Dave said, don't lose sleep over it. There's his advice.
I'm not going to. I'm not going to. As far as I'm concerned, it's delivered, and he hasn't contacted me back. So fingers crossed, touch wood. It's there.
Mr. Sprout said if they knock on a student's door at any time of the day, they'll be in bed.
Yeah, probably.
Brum Reseller says some uni blocks are locked down, aren't they? Aren't they in tier 3?
All right. Yeah, I suppose it could be that.
I'm not sure. I would assume they're still going to be able to get posts, though.
Yeah, I would have thought so. But I've never heard of this locker system where a code gets given to the household or the flat or whatever the student.
Like you said, it's probably just the unique way that
yeah.
particular place does it.
And I would think that most couriers and Royal Mail will know that that's how they work and what to do.
You'll always get the odd one that doesn't and just kind of goes, meh, it's fine. We'll just lose that parcel. It's too hard.
Yeah. So that's this week's Oh No. But I'm hoping it's ultimately it's not really an Oh No. I guess the Oh No is that Hermes surprise never even come back to me. So
to be fair, I think doing that video and not telling me is more of a bigger Oh No than that.
You're probably right.
I like Grant's answer there. He's put, oh no, Chris needs to go to A&E. Yay, Annabelle can take the reins. Seriously, if Chris goes to A&E and I take over the reins, all you're going to get is me poorly singing Christmas carols. Think about
that. Dave said there's many methods that they have to deal with as postmen.
Can imagine.
Postal workers, should I say.
Look, the closest I've got to being a postal person is like when I used to be a PCSO and we used to have to do like letterbox drops for stuff. And just doing that, trying to find a letterbox on some places or trying to figure out how you get in the gardens. I wouldn't want to be a postman. Too difficult. Like the blocks of flats where they don't have post boxes on the outside. They've only got them inside and stuff like that.
I wouldn't fancy being a postman, to be honest. I really wouldn't. It's too much walking. Too much walking. And you know when you put something in a letterbox and it won't go in properly because it's got those
draft exclusions.
Draft things, yeah, the furry things. And then you have to literally put your hand into it. And then you scrape all your nails again.
You're such a delicate soul.
You scrape all the top of your fingers on it. It's just no.
Yeah, this is coming from a man who has never had a manual job.
I bloody have.
What?
One of my first jobs was...
When you were 14?
No, that's a paper boy, but that's the same thing. But after
16?
that... No, after that, I was a thermoplastics engineering assistant.
No, you
thank
brewed up
Yes.
for them.
No, it
Yes,
was
you
bloody
did.
hard work.
Yes,
I had to
you
lift
did.
things up.
You brewed up.
I had to lift things up. I had to carry things.
Whatever.
It was hard. It was proper tough work, that.
Everyone's up for me singing.
Where's the Christmas booze? We haven't even had time to get a drink tonight.
And to be fair, if you haven't noticed by the amount I've yawned already, I'm struggling tonight. I'm struggling to stay awake. So I think if I put any booze in me, I'd literally be sat here snoring.
When I did the 2 days for her, Kitan, yeah, you were going to message me about that 2 weeks ago. One of the things that was told to me was if the parcel is too big to fit in the delivery vehicle,
they will open it, flatten it down the box.
What?
Flatten it. Open it, flatten down the box to get it.
They can't open a box, surely. Oh, there you go. To get the location and put it back in the box and take it up. No way. I'll tell you what, if you ever did that, if I ever found that they'd open a box, I mean, you can't tamper with mail. That's shocking.
That's naughty, isn't it? Hey, says I remember the pain very well. Bloody letterbox is so annoying.
Thermoplastic. Yes, Dave. I was a thermoplastics engineering assistant. Yes, one of my jobs was making brews, but I did do a lot
and
of
sweeping up
stuff.
Sweeping up, making brews. Go on, what else did you do?
Lifting things up. I also used to do some plastic welding. They let me loose with a plastic welder. What we used to make was massive. You see massive, big drums, like huge, bigger than my arm span. Like I'm talking massive drums, like 4 or 5 meters across. We used to weld them together, and they would hold chemicals. Basically, that's what they were for, chemical drums. We used to make them.
Grant says Chris should be the new Mr. Muscle on the adverts. Mr. Muscle loves the jobs you hate. He hates the jobs you love. That's the thing, though.
Hang on a minute. I can help with that image.
I think you need to hold that one, though, too, really. The pink stuff. Bless. It's got it all behind here. White vinegar, vanish.
That's for a future video. Shush.
Right.
Don't give it away.
On how to clean your office.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
TD says, evening guys, a bit late to the show. Chris, are you loving the half price pack link? Yes. Well, we talked about pack link last week, and I wasn't that impressed with it because it was so complicated to do the bulk purchase. But after everyone was saying, including Nick, everyone was saying you need to do it one by one, it's quicker. I've started doing that, and it definitely is quicker to do the parcels one by one. It still takes a bit of time to do it. I think it's a little bit slow. And also what it started doing now is every time I pay, it's asking me to verify it on my mobile, with your bank. I have to verify every frigging parcel. I had 25 this morning. So it did take a bit of time, but at the end of the day, it's half price, and it's saving me like £30-40 every time I do it, which is 3 times a week. So it's probably saving me £100 a week, maybe more than that even. So it's got to be worth it for that.
Bird in the hand.
Bird in the hand. That's the thumbnail. Chop says.
Katan's going to message you with all the shocking things he found out.
God, I can't believe it, Katan. Yeah, send me a message.
This video is sponsored by Mr. Muscle for all your cleaning needs.
Steve Jackson said, Mr. Reseller, I've done every job before I was 15. I haven't actually had that many jobs, but it sounds like I have.
Yes. When he held the pink stuff, he looked like Julian Clary.
Bulk purchase, what a nightmare. It is the only thing really what they need to do on Packlink is when you do it one by one, that's fine. I've got no problem with that. When you get to the end, instead of paying just add to basket. Add to basket, right? Each one. And then when you finish, go and pay for it all in one go. Because it's not only is it taking ages going through the payment process 25 times in one day, but also, I've forgotten now. Oh, but also,
are you a little absent-minded?
It's causing problems, or it's causing more work on the accounting side as well. Because then what I have to do is, after midnight, which is ridiculous, after midnight the same night is when the invoices get generated. I have to go back in, or I have to somehow find Packlink without doing a parcel, which is impossible. You have to then download each invoice individually and then send that to QuickBooks to match up with your bank transaction. So it's all messy, and it doesn't have to be messy. It's just stupid.
Sorry, but whenever you speak about Packlink, I just have visions of a board with blobs on it and little men going.
Yeah, I said I get that new message. Yeah, it's so simple. There's one simple answer: do a parcel, add to basket, and keep doing that until you're finished. And it solves a multitude of issues. I don't understand why they wouldn't do that. Bailey says, I think I've saved £150 easy, and all the large parcels will get collected. Yeah, no, that's good. It's good, Bailey. I mean, it is good. I'm not moaning too much. I'm just saying it's a bit of a crap system, but you're saving a lot of money. So imagine if the Packlink deal was permanent. Yeah, I know. It's on until the end of the month, isn't it? And then it comes off again. But I think they've done it at least twice this year, haven't they? Maybe 3 times. Leanne said, I had issues with Packlink Hermes today. Printed 16 out, then had 3 more orders with which the labels would not download. I think Nick had some issues with Packlink today as well. When I went on at about 4 o'clock to do mine, and everything was normal. I won't say it was okay, but it was normal.
Lorraine says, are you actually complaining that you're selling stuff?
No, not at all. Aid said it used to let you do that before. I didn't know. I've never really used it. I only use it when it's a deal.
Chop says, Hermes tracked saved me today with a lying buyer.
Good. I'm reluctant to really send anything that's not tracked anymore, really. I mean, it's difficult when you're doing media and games because the competition is there, to do free postage and stuff, and so you send it large letter. But for me, I think if it's anything more than £10 in value, I think you really got to send it tracked. I'm not sure, Dave. In Packlink, select what you want, pay for what you want, print what you want. And it doesn't. There's issues when you select to do it bulk. I think everyone's having issues. It takes forever. Literally the other week, it took me. I had about 15 parcels. It was what I was moaning about last Monday, and it took me 45 minutes to do 15 parcels. Whereas if I do it Hermes Direct, it's less than 1 minute a parcel, so it's 15 minutes or less. I know it sounds a bit petty, but it's just one of them things that just takes ages.
You just like moaning, don't you?
Yeah.
Just like having a right good old whinge.
Chris, if it's paid by PayPal, can that transactions just be downloaded into QuickBooks? In theory, yes. I would, Leanne. In theory, yes. But I'm trying to move away from PayPal altogether. I'm trying not to put any transactions through PayPal because the PayPal and QuickBooks connection is not reliable. So then what you have is when that connection fails, which it does on a regular basis, you then have to download your PayPal transactions and fees and stuff manually into QuickBooks, and that is a nightmare. So what I'm trying to do is I'm just glad to get away from PayPal because it just doesn't work with QuickBooks properly. So that's why I was using my bank account to pay for my postage. Catan, my job's Waitrose, Carphone Warehouse, head office credit control, Boots, utility warehouse. But love eBay, I just need more sales. You've been in retail most of your jobs, haven't you, Catan?
Mm.
They'd done it when it took them over, and was not. Oh yes, I thought it was 3 lots. James says, "Are you posting daily?" At the moment, no. I'm still doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but possibly after Wednesday this week, because that's only one. It's only 1 week left, isn't it, until Christmas? Just about Thursday. Is it Thursday? Next Thursday is Christmas Eve. Friday's Christmas Day.
Yeah, but
so
we're not here from Wednesday.
I know, but up to the 23rd, I might end up having to do daily, just to make sure people get their stuff. Bailey says, I try and print my parcels off throughout the day and write on the back what it is. Yeah, with the weights, I almost certainly, there's only sort of, out of like 25 today, I only had to weigh 3, I think, because I knew the others were what they were going to be. So yeah, you're right there. Cola's in. I'm going to do a sales update in a minute. Weird, I printed 4 up labeling that with 3 to 4 minutes. Yeah, I think, oh, hang on. TD says, Chris, what's your thoughts on free listings? Will eBay continue the offer into the new year? In what respect, TD? Because, I mean, I pay for a shop subscription. I'm on the middle level shop, so I get a certain number of listings included in that. I also accepted the recent offer of free listings because obviously once my shop runs out around the 20th of the month, after that I'll have to pay, but in certain categories I won't have to pay. I'm not sure. Everyone's kind of operates a bit differently and have different sort of shops and stuff. So,
all right, do your update.
Okay, let's see what some sales. Let's just line it all up.
These are a few of my favorite things. These are a few of my favorite things. Making me remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad.
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen, and also I'm going to share the 10 recent sales, some interesting ones, possibly some interesting ones. So we'll go on here and we'll start off with this one. Remember we were talking about Cadbury's Fuse a lot on Instagram, and I posted a picture of this one. We bought it, and I think I talked about it on a video as well, saying, do you all remember the Cadbury's Fuse? Well, it finally sold. It was a nice little mug. It had a lot of sort of retro, sort of vintage feel to it. I wonder if it came with a Easter egg or something at some point.
Probably.
It went for $12.99, so it was a nice sale. What was the price on this? Was it £1?
Yeah, it wasn't much.
£1, I think. I can't remember now. Also, you might remember on Instagram and also on Facebook, you will have seen it if you're on Facebook, is a big bundle of Funko Mystery Minis that I bought. And this was one of them. I've actually already got my money back on the whole bundle of like 30 Mystery Minis by selling 3 of them. And this was one of them. This is the creature from the Black Lagoon. It sold for £15.99. That actually represented half my money back on the entire bundle. So cost price on this particular figure was about £1 by the time you split it up. So that was a nice little sale. The cycling jerseys are still shifting nicely. I've sold 4 this weekend. 2, one was £30, one £40, and 2 at £10 to one person. This particular one went for $39.99, so that was a nice sale. Oh, now this figure was mint, and I know Steve Jackson really was into this. He's big into his aliens, and he helped me figure out. You get it?
Mm-hmm.
He helped me figure out what particular alien or predator. Actually, it's a pred alien from Alien versus Predator 2. He helped me figure out which one this was. And you probably saw this on the terrible video that you've all said is shocking. I picked this up for, I think it was £1.50. It sold. I took an offer of £45. It seemed to be roughly where the sales were going on these items. There were some listed for more than what I was selling mine for, but actually, when you look at solds, most of them were selling for between £40 and £50. So I took an offer of 45, which I was pretty happy with. That's going to the States via GSP. Christ only knows what they paid for shipping on that. I also sold this pair of Heelys, brand new purple Heelys. These are also going via GSP to the USA. And these went for $34.99 on an offer. So cost price, I remember buying them at a boot sale in the summer. I think the cost price was about £6, something like that. And finally, one of my last electronic items to sell is this Casio keyboard. It's not as big as what it looks on there. It's kind of a medium-sized one. It was about that big, so about 2.5 foot long. It went for $39.99 on an offer. It was the Casio MT200. What did I pay for that? I can't remember where I bought it from. I reckon I paid about £5 for it, but don't ask me where I picked it up from. You'd think I'd remember that, wouldn't you? I also sold this Polo Ralph Lauren tracksuit top. This was a really nice tracky top. It came in some vintage gear that I picked up. Cost price probably about £5-6. It went for £30 on an offer. This Carling camera, this Can camera, actually sold and got returned because the guy said he didn't realise it didn't have a flash on it. I mean, to be honest with you, who's actually buying this to use as a camera? I can't imagine someone's actually buying this to operate as a camera. But anyway, it got returned. I relisted it and it sold literally straight away. I think it went for £25 on an offer. Cost price was like £2.
Bailey says if you want to find out what they pay GSP when you post them in pack link,
yeah,
it'll tell you when you select the parcel.
I've seen that, Bailey. I saw it today on a couple of things, but yeah, I don't normally use pack link, so I have seen that today. So that is interesting to see. I bought these a while back at a boot sale. They are FA, I think they're youth winners medals. Obviously not engraved or anything, just as they would be if you bought them new. But when I got them back, I thought, when I checked solds, I actually didn't think I'd be able to sell them. Some of them were going quite cheap. But I decided to pair them together. I put them up for 20 quid. And I got an offer of 15 and I took that offer. Cost price on these were £1. So yeah, that was an interesting sale. And the last one was this cracking, I can't believe it took so long to sell this item, but it's a Mitchell & Ness, absolutely immaculate Boston Celtics jacket. And it is stunning. It was really nice. I've had this for ages. I think I was probably aiming too high on the price. I think I started it off at like 99 quid. I started it off really high. Eventually, I think it sold for £59.99. I got an offer. What I did was I did a sell similar relist recently, and it obviously brought it back to the top of search results again. Somebody found it, offered me 59. I took it, happy with that, because the cost price on this was probably £6 or £7, I expect, from a vintage sale that I went to last year, probably now. So that is the sales update. Now, let me know in the chat, how's the stream going? Let's not tempt fate, but
Looks fine.
tonight I'm operating wired. I bought a lead. I've got a little adapter for my Mac, and we are Ethernet wired into the computer, into the laptop. We're not operating on Wi-Fi, so I'm hoping things are a little bit more stable, perhaps, than normal. Let me know if it's working okay. Any chat going on while that was on?
Nope, we're all good. Laney's joined us.
Hi, Laney.
But other than that, we're all good.
We're all good.
Yeah.
Dave's been monitoring it very closely, Dave. 62 dropped frames. Saw some near the start. Thanks for
no
checking,
glitches,
Dave.
all good. That's what we want to work at, Anne.
Oh, fingers. I hope I've cracked it, but I really don't.
Leanne says very stable, picture and sound. A lot better tonight off Oliver Ian.
Yes, get in there. That's all good. Whoa! Oh, just as we were saying, things were getting better, and something's gone wrong. We've lost.
I am the ghost of Christmas past. I have come to tell you of your past failings that have led you to the person you are now, and I can't find my face in the dark. Woo!
You need to come back in. Oh, dear.
I had one job. One job.
I tell you what, the production value of this show has just gone through the roof. Wow, so we've hit the ghost of Christmas past, apparently. The reselling ghost of Christmas past. So we're going to talk about what we're going to talk about, Ghost.
What talk about? I'm not the ghost.
Oh,
what makes you think I'm the ghost? I was just innocently sat here.
Well, who was it then?
I don't know. Well, no.
Oh, God. It's even better than last week.
The last week was a lot better, especially for the men. Well, I was like pumping my chest out and ripping open windows.
So we're going to talk about past reselling. Yeah, basically.
What failed?
Hang on a minute.
What failed?
Wait. The ghost, right, used the phrase, your failures of the past. Oh, thanks very much, Ghost, wherever you are.
You didn't script the ghost, all right. What failings that you had in your past that have led you to your present?
Thanks. You're making me feel amazing. I'll start off. Now, most of you know, like, my past work history, so I won't go into it. But
here's
too
his
much.
CV.
I won't go into my past reselling too much, but there are a lot of new people here, so I might just repeat. So, looking at the past, how I sort of got into reselling. Well, for starters, I've had an account on eBay for 20 years, since the year 2000.
Since he was 11.
Yes, absolutely. Well done, dear. Well done. So I've always been interested in buying and selling. Also, early 2000. What are you laughing at? Because we might as well get it out of the way. I'm on a roll here.
Oh, Bill, I can see up your nose.
Nice. I just sold Bohemian Rhapsody. Went GSP Australia. Yeah, so I've had that eBay account for 20 years. That was a personal eBay account. I've always done a little bit of buying and selling, mainly of my own stuff. And early 2000s, I opened my own shop, which you may probably already know about. But I did a lot of wheeling and dealing, buying and selling in there. Computer games mainly, DVDs and videos and stuff like that. after that, I also went to work for Cash Generator for a little while, so I got some good experience of, a big organization like that and what they pay for things, the kind of profit they look for on items. That gave me a lot of good experience as well. And to be honest with you, after I finished running my own shop, I always said to myself, I don't really ever want to go back into being self-employed again. It just, at the time, I mean, I was very young for starters. I was like 21 or something, and I was running my own shop, and I was very young, and I probably could have done a lot of things better.
For those who have seen the video evidence of Chris owning and running that shop, would not say he looked 21.
Why? What would you say?
I'm pretty sure you've been the age that you've been running that shop from for like the last 10 years.
Yeah, true. Yeah, so I always said I would never go back into being self-employed. But as you get older and you become wiser and you learn things and you learn how to run a business, you make some mistakes along the way and you get better at things.
But I think from what you have told me of your younger years, you've always been quite an independent chappy, haven't you? You've always wanted to earn money. You've always wanted to have nice things and to be able to feel like you've worked for them and you've paid for them. And
yeah,
so not everybody has those qualities, especially at a young age. Not everybody has those qualities.
Yeah, definitely. I went to college for a year, but other than that, that was the highest education level I got. Not through being thick, basically. I mean, I'm pretty thick, yeah, but I just didn't want to do education anymore, and I just wanted to go out, earn money, and sort of pay my way and have the nice things that come when you earn money. So yeah, I've always wanted to sort of pay my own way. And then after, obviously, I've run my own shop and I worked for Cash Generator. It gave me a lot of experience. I went in totally different direction. I applied to join the police. I joined the police and I worked for the police for 13 years. But it became very, very stressful to the point where if I hadn't have left, I was kind of hanging on a bit at the end. If I hadn't have left, I think I probably would have gone off sick and, long term. And then left, yeah. I don't know. I've never been one to sort of go off.
I was going to say, and this is coming from a person who I don't think I could probably name on one hand how many times I've known Chris to be sick and go off ill.
Yeah, very rare.
Doesn't do it. You're too dedicated to whatever job you're doing.
But towards the end of my time in the cops, I sort of discovered reselling again, properly as a potential way to earn some good money. I'm not sure exactly how I fell into it, but I remember finding the YouTubers that were big at the time, and there weren't many YouTube resellers then. And we're talking sort of 2014, 2015, that kind of time. So 5-6 years ago. And that was Ben Fitzpatrick, Nick and Andrea, Z as well. Because Z and Nick used to do a show together way back. So I used to watch those guys, and it gave me a bit of sort of inspiration to have a little go on a part-time basis just to see if I could.
But that was the time when when Movie Fusion was born.
Yeah.
That was when you dragged me into the journey.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you now, my journey in the run up to meeting Chris, our journeys were like a million miles apart. I was a whatever job paid, I did basically to keep a roof and food, a roof over my kids' head and food in the mouths. So our sort of lifestyles were a million miles apart, and I would have never have even thought of running my own business or setting up something of my own.
Yeah. So eventually I left. I was doing this part-time, left the cops, went into another job. But I was still maintaining reselling on a part-time basis. And my main goal for reselling at that time was to pay for a couple of holidays a year for us. And that was the only goal. So maybe to earn maybe £1,000 or £2,000 profit in a year to pay for a couple of holidays. And that was the only goal I had. But in the meantime, I was building my reselling business. I went 5 years as part-time before going full-time. And basically, you come to a point in a job, I think, where it's like, you know what, I've got another option that potentially could be better than what I'm doing now. And sometimes there's a tipping point where you might get pushed by circumstances in your job, or you might decide that, you know what, I'm just going to give it a go myself. I've built it up for 5 years. I'm at a point sort of income wise where I reckon I can scale it to that full time. And that's what happened, really.
But sometimes you're just not satisfied, are you? I think when you left the cops, the job role you went into, even though it was a good job and it was well paid still, it was a sidestep for you, wasn't it? It was to get out of the job you was in, but you were never kind of 100% settled from there on inwards. I don't know if anybody's noticed, Chris gets like itchy fingers and get twitchy every so often because he wants to do something, like when he changes his videos, and it's not always for the best, but there's always something that he wants to do, something he wants to change, something he wants to make better. And
I'm always striving to make things to do better, definitely. Although I don't have massive aspirations.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I mean, I do want to be a millionaire. It'd be nice. I wouldn't turn it away, but I realise the reality of it is that you never, unless you're, doing massive warehouses with tons of employees, I don't ever envisage me being there in that place.
And it's a fine line between making money and having a nice, comfy lifestyle now that we're cracking on a little bit. It's not like when he was 21 and, maybe back then if he'd have had a successful business, you might have wanted to have been the boss of people and to build something. But we're kind of at a point in life now where we just want to have a nice, comfy sort of future, don't we? We don't want it to be stressful and every hour of every day spent working, which was another aspiration for you, having your own business as well. It was having that time together, being able to do stuff.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we for those of you that don't know, but me and Chris have both been married before. So we've both come from failed relationships, and a lot of that comes down
as you reminded me before, I'm a failure, a complete failure.
Well, so am I. But a lot of that comes from time and not spending time together, and all those, when you your lives are busy and too busy for each other. And I think it was something that we both saw in our previous lives that we didn't want to repeat again in our future.
Yeah. So that's kind of the past journey that brought me here. Let's just see.
Well, Dave Repair said, it made me laugh. He put, so you ran a game shop, you've been a copper, you're a reseller, you got stuff in your garage, you married a nutcase, you're Nick Hills.
Me and Nick have spoke about this in the past. We have had a very, very similar
parallel lives.
Yeah, it's a weird, we've operated a parallel universe.
Apart from me, you got the kids and you didn't.
True. Yes. But yeah, we've had a very similar kind of route. We've done a lot of things the same.
Lainey says, Belle and Andrea are both lovely. Don't be rude. Thank you, Lainey.
You go. You give him what for?
Andrea's nutty.
Oh, LB's off. See you later, Belle.
TK says, don't need the stress, it's overrated.
It ain't worth it, seriously, right? If I was still in the cops now, I would be earning double what I'm earning right now as a reseller. Double, and a real nice pension. But
you wouldn't be any happier.
I don't know. You can't predict what would happen, but it wouldn't probably be good. Put it that way.
Well, you've already said you wouldn't have got to this point, haven't
I
you?
don't think I'd have made it. No, it was just way too stressful. And when I look at what the cops must be going through right now through coronavirus, the amount of pressure they must be on, the amount of overtime they must be doing. I mean, don't get me wrong, overtime is great, but there's only so many hours you can work without absolutely crashing. I would not want to be there now. It must be terrible. I mean, I know everyone sort of says, oh, the NHS, and they're under massive pressure. They are. I agree. But actually, all the services are under massive pressure. And I know that the cops must be in a bad way as well.
Definitely. Cola Flipper says, I got into this after stumbling upon Nick's sellotape video, then the Tap Chat vids with Z. I've had self-employed side jobs on top of the day job for 15 years. This is the most fun.
Oh, good. That's good to hear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting how you got onto it. I remember the sellotape video. I mean, it went viral, that.
So Sarah Ellen, she's changed it now. She's put a little hyphen in the middle.
Sarah
Ellen. Are you guys planning on taking a break from doing YouTube videos over the Christmas period, or are there more vids to look forward to?
I'm going to pre-record some videos. I've got a couple lined up. So although we'll probably take a week off from the Monday night show, because do we return home on a Monday?
We travel back on the Monday.
So we'll probably won't do a show that night. So we'll have a week off that week from Reseller World, our live show. But we'll be back the week.
But that doesn't mean we have been known when we're due to miss shows to just ad hoc, just kind of come on alive and do a bit of waffle. We've done it when we've been away, haven't we? We'll just randomly pop in on a live at some point. And people have got me jumpy, right? Because a couple of them have been winding me up saying that there were spiders, but now I've got like tickly things on my feet and it's like stressing me out.
Reseller Den says me and Laura exactly the same. Not really that fussed about being loaded, just want to be. Yeah, definitely.
And they think they're in that place, so that's good.
Great.
Very good. Do you get on with your ex-partners? Be Lucky Car Boot and Bargain Hunting channel. Is that a new one?
No, he's been in a little while. I don't know where my ex-wife is or what she's doing.
So that answers that question.
Not got a clue. You obviously have contact with yours now and again because he's the father of your children.
Yeah, I haven't had contact with my ex-partner probably since.
It's rare, isn't it? It's rare because you don't really need to.
My
boys have grown up.
Yeah,
so
my boys are grown up
major
and off doing their own thing, and kind of since he's got a new partner and a new family child. So yeah, we don't really bother with each other.
No, you don't need to.
No, we don't need to.
90 watches, 18 likes, not failures, just learn from mistakes. Yeah. I don't see, what I've done and where I've been as being failures really.
Only the ghost of Christmas past. You can't listen to that person, Tea Cakes. I employed 10 people at one point, and you can never switch off or just have a day off, even on holiday. You can never just forget it all.
I'm not saying I would never employ. If things were going in the right direction, I would consider it, but I just don't want the added hassle of it.
Yeah, but the first employee you'd have would be me. I'm pretty sure of it.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure if you got to a stage of needing an employee, you would grind me down until I agreed.
Yeah, probably.
Chris Tyler says Nick Hills has his hair. Oh.
Oliver Ian says Christmas Day special got to be more interesting than the Queen's speech. You never know. Maybe we'll. There could be a special Christmas video at some point.
Hey, look. We're bubbling up with little Eric. So if you want a Christmas Day special with little Eric running around loaded up with blue sweets, I'm in for that.
Becky's here from the sellotape video as well. A lot of people have made it from that video. Shabba Ranks is in.
Come on, Belle, make it happen.
Chris doesn't know Eric under the patio.
Hey?
Apparently my ex is under the patio.
Oh, it's all right. We've moved from that address. It's all good. No one can trace it back to us. Joking. Spider was a joke. Are you sure now? Are you sure?
So just going back to reselling past before we wrap up that one. Is there any little things in reselling that I would do a bit differently? And I picked out a couple of obvious ones. Firstly, if you are reasonably new or you don't have many listings, please use the SKU system for your stock. It will save you a lot of time and heartache. I don't use it. I'm way past the point of no return on that. I don't ever envisage me being able to change that. But that's a big one that I didn't know about when I first started. Until I was on about 500-600 listings, I didn't realize that SKU system even existed. So I would definitely change that if I was to go back and do that. I also would resell clothing a lot quicker than what I went to, because when I was part-time reselling, I often focused on stuff that I enjoyed, I had an interest in. So the movie-related stuff, figures, toys, things like that, because I was interested in it and it was part-time, it didn't matter so much if I didn't make as much money. But clothing is the thing that really upped the ante when it came to profit. As soon as I seriously started looking at clothing, not just the vintage stuff, I'm mainly just talking about picking up clothing at boot sales and charity shops. As soon as I started clothing, my profits went up rapidly. I was selling things for higher prices, higher average selling price, higher profit. That was a game changer for me, was getting into clothing. So if I could do anything a bit differently, maybe I would do clothing sooner. But at the time, it was the right thing to do because I wasn't that bothered about being full-time. I just wanted to have it as a hobby and pay for some holidays. So there's a couple of things that I would change if I could go back.
Okay, cool. Lainey says Carla is live Christmas Day. She doesn't know what she's doing or what time, and Lainey's going live Christmas Eve, but she doesn't know what she's doing either. See, we're not the only people that come unprepared, who have no idea what we're going to do.
What the hell? Not again.
Spooky. I am the ghost of Christmas present. Oh, that's owl. This ghost is howling.
Bloody hell.
You can tell I've never been a ghost before, can't you? Tell us how you got. No. What does the ghost of Christmas present do?
Just, I don't know, actually.
Tell it as it is. Yeah. I never got any parts in the Christmas play.
You can see why. So the ghost of Christmas present has what?
Howled.
Turned up. Howled. So what's happening now? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes. So you've told everybody how you got here. So what do you have now? What does your business look like? What is it? What do people think about it? What do you think about? What do I think about it?
I think everyone knows all these answers. So at the moment, my reselling business is steadily growing. It's not going like that, but it's slow growth. Slowly catchy monkey. That's what they say. But basically, listing more than you sell.
That's a bit obvious. Yeah. Oh, list more than you sell.
Yeah. If you are listing more than what you're selling, your store is growing like that. And as your store grows, you have more offerings for the public to buy from you. When you have more offerings for the public, the more you have more chances of selling to the public. And then if you have more chances to sell to the public, you sell more stuff to the public.
Just in case, for all those people out there that have got eBay business, you didn't know
know that.
Yeah. We're just making sure you do.
That's the basis that I'm working on. is that I'm slowly trying to build my store. It's growing. I've nearly got 1,700 listings at the moment. Well, 1,700 listings. That's more than 1,700 items because I have multiple listings in there as well. And as a result, my income is slowly growing at a similar rate to the store. So as that happens, hopefully I'll be able to draw more cash out myself and pay myself a bigger wage.
I think the bottom line of your business is, in the current climate, we have a sustainable source of income that is supporting us.
Yeah.
Not everybody who has an eBay business can say that.
Yeah, well, I pay myself a reasonable wage. It pays the bills with a little bit extra. I'm moving on to new platforms.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to move into Depop, although I'm not really convinced at the moment that the platform is the best ever.
And the person he employed as the Depop manager is rubbish.
Yeah.
Tell you rubbish.
She hasn't done any Depop.
She hasn't. Why did you employ that person? Why didn't you listen to me when I said no?
She's gonna get sacked anyway. But yeah, I'm trying to. I think next year I'm gonna, because I've been told like you need to get quite a few sales under your belt on Depop in order to start getting noticed on the platform, and we're not at that stage yet. So yeah, I need to move more onto that, but we're on it. We have a presence on Depop.
Like a ghost of Christmas present. That's about it.
But I've got written down here what do family and friends think of our reselling?
Well, I can guarantee that people in the chat think we're mental because they tell us on a regular basis. They think we're crazy. I think you've got to be a little crazy to do this.
I think my mum actually thought I was a bit
crazy,
a bit mad in giving up my job. I think initially she thought I was a bit, but ultimately she always just says, if you're happy and you think you can do it, have a go. She's always been that kind of sort of have a go.
I think all our families were a bit dubious about it, and I think because we are the only people in our families that do reselling. I think a couple of my siblings might dabble now and again in listing their own stuff on eBay, but the odd item. So nobody really understood the intricate workings of it.
When you look from the outside into a reseller's business, and people see is that you're buying junk and selling it on eBay, and people think that you can't really make a living doing that. But it's a lot more in depth than that, because obviously you start finding wholesalers, you start getting contacts at charity shops and stuff, and you put a lot of hours in. You you might do 50, 60 hours in a week, seriously, and people don't realize how much it takes to get a business like this going.
But your mum asks you all the time, doesn't she? Now,
your
mum asks all the time, doesn't she? How's the business going?
How's business going? Yeah.
But she is Fix It Frida.
Yeah, Fix It Frida.
She does all your fixing for you.
Yeah. When we go back to Manchester for Christmas, I'm taking a load of stuff back for her to fix.
It's been collecting it all year.
Been collecting it for the last 6 months or so. You know what though? If my dad was alive when I took the decision to quit my job and go full-time reselling, I don't think he would have approved of it. Definitely wouldn't. He would have said, "You must be mad. Don't do that."
But then this is Chris talking about his dad, who also owned his own business and
he took massive risks in business,
and he made bloody good money from it, didn't he? He worked in oil, wasn't it?
He was in the oil business until he got screwed over by somebody.
See, there you go. That's something that you'll never know about Chris. He used to get driven round in a Rolls Royce, was it?
Yeah.
How many of us can say we've had that?
My mum and dad had a Rolls Royce. Was it a Silver Spirit? I think it was a Silver Spirit. But yeah, I hated the Rolls Royce. I hated it. You know why?
Wouldn't we all like to say that?
No, I hated it. It made me feel sick because it was so smooth. It was like you couldn't even feel the road. It was like being chauffeur driven. It made me feel sick. I didn't like it. But that's that's just you as a child. Not really realizing what was happening. But
then due to some unforeseen and dodgy ongoings from people he trusted,
he lost it all.
He lost it all. But look at you. Your family are still. They were still.
I mean, he worked his ass off.
I was
going to
say
as much as he could. He did. We lost a lot, but he worked his ass off to keep a lot.
What I was trying to say is that they've still got. Your family's still got stuff to show for it. It's not like you have nothing, is it? Like you said, your mum still managed to, at the age she's at, she's still got her own house that's paid off, and so now you can start to see a picture of where Chris gets it from. Yeah, because he was obviously brought up with that way, and you've got a brother who's got his own business. He's got his own tire business, so it kind of runs in the family a little bit.
Yeah, I think it does.
Entrepreneur sort of.
Yeah, I think it does a bit. I don't think my dad would have wanted me to have done it though.
But is that because of his experiences from it?
Maybe.
Because
he just likes to see us all sort of earning a good wage and not, being employed and stuff. I don't think he would have wanted me to go. I would have done it anyway, by the way. I would have done it. Bailey says, are you still opening a coffee shop? I think with everything that's been going on, I mean, we moved down here. I think we mentioned in a couple of videos ago, we moved down here with that intention. Coronavirus kicked off. It all went out the window because it's too much of a risky business to be in at the moment. So I would say at the moment, no. But I would never rule it out. If the right opportunity came along, I definitely would consider it. But I would never, at the moment, I think we have to say not likely.
Yeah, the only thing that's changed our mind is obviously the current situation that's going on with the virus. It's just kind of it's not only us, is it? It's kind of put the whole world in a bit of a precarious position. So,
Chris Tyler says, "What's your thoughts on eBay gum?"
What's that?
It's a new website buying and selling, a bit like it's an eBay ripoff, basically.
I was going to say, I thought that was just a phrase that you got up north near where I am. eBay gum.
Yes, it is. That's what it is.
Is it?
I've looked at it, Chris, but from what I can tell, it is in very, very early stage. I think I've done a few searches on it to see what kind of items pop up that people are selling, and there's not much on there at the moment. I think who knows? Maybe it could be one to keep an eye on, but I think at the moment it's a long way off. But you never know. These things grow, don't they? You never know what could happen.
Just going back through some of these, I love the fact that Chris Tyler shouted jingle bells during the blackout.
Lana Nicole says Depop is good because it's easy to list. Yes, it is. Buyers are better behaved, but it's slow and needs feeding a lot. Yeah, we've cross-listed from eBay to Depop, and it's quite easy to cross-list.
And your staff member Kat isn't even capable of keeping on top of that.
Nope.
Rubbish they are. Rubbish. Reseller Den says, amazing. You need to do all future shows in the dark with torches on your faces. Yeah. I wouldn't have to. It'd save me a fortune in makeup. Wouldn't have to put it on.
Joan says your craziness has nothing to do with reselling. She's just mental. I hope you're not talking about me, Joan.
You married me. You got to be crazy. Lainey said, can I have Jason Momoa for my Christmas present? Only if you're going to share.
Can I have what?
And I'm hoping Chris doesn't know who it is.
Can you have what?
Jason Momoa.
Who the hell's that?
Aquaman.
Oh, right. Katan says my mum is very supportive. She was on the phone to me yesterday and the ka-ching went off. She said every time she calls there's a sale. I said, call me every hour, yes. That's good that she's supportive. Reseller Dens, do what makes you happy is the main way to measure success.
B Lucky says, who gives you more hassle, the £100 buyers or the 99p merchants?
It's normally the low. I have to say, most of the time it's the lower value items that cause the most issues, but I wouldn't say 100%.
You don't get that much hassle, do you, really?
if she had been to your wedding, guys, I don't think it was that much of a shock. You were crazy enough to try reselling. Yeah. Lainey's been doing movie chats homework. Wonderful Life.
We've not rewatched it yet. I do want to rewatch it, so we will do before Thursday.
Oh, I tell you what, Cola, that is 100% true. I spend a lot less now. I'm a reseller. I'm much more frugal. Absolutely.
And he was frugal to start with.
I was, but I used to spend a lot of money on clothes and stuff, and I don't anymore. I always look for bargains. Yeah, that's totally true. I think it kind of gets ingrained in you not to pay full price for anything anymore.
Yeah, and I've always been. See, that's the only link that I can say that I had to sort of reselling / bargain bell was I've always, even when it was not in fashion, I've always shopped in charity shops, mainly because I was always skint, but I always shopped in charity shops. And I've always quite enjoyed it, and I've never been embarrassed by it. So
I would not have been, probably, I don't know, a few years ago, before I did reselling part-time, I would not have been seen dead in a charity shop. I didn't even know what you could buy in them. My mum used to go in charity shops, but
I was going to say my mum used to get all our stuff from charity shops. So.
But I wouldn't have been. I used to stand outside and wait. I wouldn't go in.
My kids wouldn't go in.
But the tides change these days anyway with charity shops. You see young people in.
Yeah. God, yeah.
Normally kids take
clothes
home for their mum to wash. Chris takes bags or plushies to repair. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's just see if I can. Oh, I've lost it.
Oh yeah, I think they've got up to the well, we know now, Belle, up to the whatever car it was, Rolls Royce that you used to.
I think so. Yeah, Titch says I work as an OT full time and I've been doing this part time for just over a year and love it. It shows as I have a PS5 sealed and boxed and enjoy listing and packing more. So I haven't opened it.
Bloody hell. Now that's an expensive thing to have sat on the side. Chris gets excited when something as small as a little envelope comes through the front door for him to open. Pretty sure if he had a PS5, it'd have been ripped open there and then. Stu Mandry, a lot of people can't even understand how you can make a living out of reselling. Plenty of people don't believe me when I tell them what I do.
Yeah, I'm the same, Stu. I'm definitely the same.
I think when you say to people, like when I say, oh, yeah, my husband's has his own eBay business, and it's like, oh, what does he sell? And I'm like,
any old crap. Basically.
Everything. And that's when it gets a little hazy. They're like, like what? And I'm like, because I think they expect you to have like a product. And it's like, well, no, we just buy random one-off things and he makes money out of them.
Dave says I was going to tag you in a coffee shop sale, but then I thought, no. You can always tag us and we can have a look at it, Dave. You never know. We did look at one. Well, we almost looked at one in Bideford. It was Bideford, wasn't it? That one which
on the high street. Yeah, on the high street.
We looked at one in Bideford, but we couldn't actually get in to view it.
Resell Den says that Zavvi video you put out earlier was great. Gives me an idea for the 365-day challenge next year.
Oh, nice one. I'm glad you like
that. Lainey don't mind sharing with me. She's a sweetie. Pretty sure Chris would mind sharing. Would you mind sharing? No.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
It's fine. Whatever makes you happy.
I'll keep that with part of the non-communication that we've got going on.
Brum Reseller says I was so embarrassed to go into a charity shop when I first started. Yeah, I think I was the same, to be honest.
Mr. Sprout, if you're from Manchester area, Chris must have been from Marple or Winslow.
Almost.
Oh, he knows you so well.
Almost. Bramhall.
Bramhall.
Yeah. It is very posh. Shabba says, I almost lost my house in 2008 due to an ex putting me in 10k debt and I didn't even know. Anyways, I learned to eat frugally. 8p noodles for 8 weeks, rain or shine, lost 3 stone. Wow. Well, you got through it. You came out the other end.
We eat 8p noodles now,
Yeah, I know.
but
like 'em.
I've not lost 3 stone.
Well, that's because you have chocolate and ice cream for pudding.
Bloody don't.
I do.
But by the way, just in case you've not tried it, with your 8p noodles, stick a tin of tuna in for protein.
Yeah, but
so
then it becomes £2.80.
Well, to be fair, tuna's bloody expensive now. I begrudge paying for it. I bet Chris has a letter opener. Yeah, me.
Cola says, I can dress really well from a charity shop. I love the fact I can find Hugo Boss for £6 in the charity shop and something similar in it. Yeah, I totally agree. Found some great stuff. I mean, I bought a pair of jeans at the boot sale at the weekend, a pair of diesel jeans. What?
Yeah.
What?
How happy you are.
I know. I was very happy. Bought a pair of diesel jeans. I had a feeling that they were going to fit me. They were a bit bigger in waist than what I'm used to. But, you know, diesel is slimmer fitting anyway. So I went for them anyway. It cost me £6. Brand new, never worn diesel jeans, £6. And if you go in USC or something for those, you're talking, oh, what did you pay for diesel jeans now? 60, 70, £80?
Yeah, you're going to spend by a lot.
So very happy with them.
Queenie would like to know what school you went to. You went to Bramhall High, didn't you?
Bramhall High School.
Bramhall High. She said Hume Hall.
No.
Were they like an arch enemy?
Yeah, I was like, oh, fucking Hume. What?
Before he ran away. Cola Flipper said, I have no shame now. I'll happily look through ladies' clothes and shoes at a charity shop because I know I can make mega margin.
Have you ever had that, especially Cola just mentioning that, where you've been in a charity shop looking in the ladies section and the staff have said to you, you know the men's section's over there? I've had that and that is so embarrassing.
But generally that's normally because you're like sniff testing everything.
Sniffing the knickers.
Yeah. Shabbatron says, I couldn't afford tuna. What do you want me to do? Fish for pike in Oldham. Jeez, Ben. Why not? And you're not going to find pike in Oldham. You're going to find them little tiddly things. We used to go fishing for them with a net.
Oliver Ian says, North Face fleece top in the charity shop today for $2.99. I couldn't pick it up quick enough.
Yeah, definitely.
Woman said, oh, that's $2.99 for North Face fleece top.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice. Is it for yourself, Steve, or is it for reselling? And when I say reselling, I mean, is it for your mega death piles?
He says, I just received an eBay message in German. I'm currently trying to translate it. The first part is asking me to enter my Austrian sales tax identity number. The message is really long.
God. Can't be bothered with messages like that.
And when you wonder what the hardships of being a reseller are, there's one of them. Keep it in the country.
You want to try having an Amazon account, you get the same message in French, German, Italian, Spanish. It's horrendous. But Lainey says,
she's retracted.
Oh, she retracted it.
Love my face.
Which always shot.
Yeah, she's retracted it.
I think she's just spelling thing there. Resubmit it, Lainey.
Cola said, hi, yes, I just say I'm looking for my wife. Difficult to explain when I get to the toe with clothes and shoes in all different sizes. Yeah. How many wives have you got? Yeah, but I think that when I buy stuff and I go to the till with 3 different sizes in something, but generally that's because I have no idea what's going to fit.
Reloved Retro. Is that a newbie?
Are you our newbie of the day?
Could be.
Are you our newbie?
We've already had our newbie of the day.
Oh, yeah. Are you our second newbie of the day?
Hello, everyone, he says. So, welcome to the channel and the show. I spelt it wrong. Shove it back on, Lainey. Let's have a read.
Night's Life. I bought 6 or 7 t-shirts today for £13.50.
Goodbye. Nice. It's not bad. 8 says, in accordance with... these are... I just ignore stuff like that. Joan, your harem, you mean? I'm not sure what that refers to. Here's Lainey. Lainey's comment says, we've always shopped in charity shops, etc. But when I was young, it was not cool for kids. Yes, exactly, Lainey. I was totally the same. Would never, ever have gone into a charity shop as a child.
Yes, but many things were not cool when we were younger. Things like owning a Skoda. Shoebox on wheels, they were known as when I was younger. But I, for the last 2 cars, have had a Skoda and absolutely loved them. And they're like a super popular car now, aren't
Yeah,
they?
Skodas are mega good.
Yeah, yeah. But God, you wouldn't have been seen dead in one when I was younger.
Richard says, I only went full-time as I had the chance to try being a reseller whilst on furlough. I think there's quite a few people in that situation, isn't there, Richard?
Perfect opportunity. And that,
Yeah,
it's about finding that silver lining. Find that silver lining.
Oh, not again.
Find the meter. Find the meter. Fumble, fumble. Oops. Oops. It broke. Hello. I am the ghost of Christmas future. Where do you think your business is heading? I forgot to plug it in again.
One job. One job.
I keep forgetting to put the plug socket back in.
Oh, so the reselling ghost of Christmas future has visited. Finally, it's the last one. I can't take any more. So when we talk about future, like what are our aspirations for our business?
Have we reached our peak?
Have we peaked too soon? If we've reached our peak now, then we're in trouble. So no, we definitely have not peaked yet. Hopefully not.
So where do you envision your business to be long term?
It's a very good question. I don't often think about questions like this, I must admit, because I'm kind of more short-term goals rather than long-term. I definitely want to look at more platforms next year, because I always have this thing in my head that what happens if something happens to eBay, something happens to my eBay account? That's my main income. If eBay was to cut off now, I would be in trouble. Really, I would be in trouble on my income. So I think it's important to have some other income streams. So obviously we've talked about Depop. I want to increase our Depop presence next year. Also, I really want to conquer this Facebook shop issue. I want to get properly onto Facebook. If that means starting a new page, creating a new shop, then that's what I'll do. But I'm definitely going to look at that. I'm hoping Facebook are going to improve the way that they run these and create these Facebook shops. And I definitely want to get more onto Facebook. Ultimately, though, obviously, I want to be able to draw more wages out so that we can have a better standard of living. So that means just to continue growing, like I said, to the Ghost of Christmas Present, to continue growing, keep that curve going upwards, more items, better quality items that sell for higher amounts. And I know that's easier said than done, but this goes straight into the other thing that I want to try and achieve next year. And we're not far away from it now. And that is not to be selling any items under the value of £10. That's to try and get my average sale price up, to get me sourcing higher value items.
I think a big aspiration for your future is that we become a tag team. We're a double act. So you keep asking.
I've said that the option's there to you if you want to join forces, but the thing is, Annabelle's pretty happy at the moment doing a regular job.
But we're saying future look of the business.
Potentially. We'd have to restructure it, but that's not impossible.
But one big thing with building the business is, obviously, the more people are doing it, the bigger you can grow it, can't you, as well?
Absolutely, yeah. If there was 2 of us buying, 2 of us listing, we could potentially have double the amount of items to sell and therefore bring in double the amount of profit. That would be the theory behind it. Very, very simple theory.
Nah.
She's not into it. But yeah, I'm going to make a little video, possibly release it over the next week or two, in regards not selling lower value items. It's something that I've been leaning towards for a long time, trying to increase that average sale price. So I'm going to release a video about that soon. But the other thing on my list for the relatively near future is that obviously we have aspirations to get back onto the property market again fairly soon. We only rented down here because we were new to the area and it was quite far from home. So we wanted to rent whilst we discovered where we actually wanted to buy a house. So what I need when we buy that house is to consider the business, where it will be housed within that house, if you like, and needing to future-proof the amount of storage space where we have our office, our studio, and all that stuff. If it's not possible to have it within the house, do I need to then rent an office or get some storage space outside of the house?
But we have discussed this, haven't we? And we've said, money aspect of it aside, because obviously it would cost to have something outside of the house, I think it would benefit, and we both said it would benefit you to have a space outside of the house where it felt like you were more getting up, going to work, coming home, because it's a very fine line between living and working in the same place. And especially now, because we are a lot more isolated, because Chris works on his own, so he doesn't have the same opportunities to meet people as what I do working for a company, and you are quite antisocial, so that's another barrier to cross. Whereas I'll go out and I'll like just chat to random people on the street. Chris doesn't do that.
So I'm a failure. Well, let's see if we can hit a hat trick on this. I'm a failure. I'm antisocial. What else can she put in there?
Somebody mentioned about the hair.
I can get divorced twice, you know.
You can get divorced as many times as you like, but you'll never get another wife like me.
Oh, thank God. Jesus. Couldn't cope.
You know what's coming up next up in the auction then, don't they?
I'm keen to not pay for external storage, office space, etc. for as long as I possibly can, because that's quite a big cost, and that means that I've got to make more money, and that means potentially it's going to come out of profit, my wages potentially. So for as long as I can stay away from external storage, I want to avoid it if I possibly can. Let's just have a little look on the chat.
Yeah, we've got quite a lot of chat going on. There's been quite a lot of chat about Skodas and how unpopular they were, but how amazing they are now, which is true. Jeff said
what time are you on so I can track it?
21:32.
32.
Chop said jingle bells when the lights went out. It's become a safe word. Jeff said, here's an idea for a show, Strap On with Chris, where you go live and people in the chat choose an item from your eBay store and you have to find it without swearing. Sounds like a fun game. Pretty sure he won't succeed in that.
I could find stuff, no problem.
Not without swearing, you won't. Lainey says, I remember standing outside of Littlewoods. My mum was in Scope. We bumped into some friends from school and told them she was in Littlewoods and prayed she wouldn't come out while they were there.
Yes. Sorry, I was just catching up on it. It's funny that. Yeah, God almighty.
Queenie said, happy story. This is really sweet. Mate's dog has been missing for 8 days in the big woods. Hundreds have turned up to help search with drone and tracker dogs. Today we found him. Tears from everyone. Christmas miracle. I would have been in that search team because the thought of our cookie ever going missing, I would have the whole world looking for her.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
here's another animal happy story that happened a couple of months back. Little Eric lost his cat, Noodles, didn't she? She went missing one
For a
day.
while, wasn't
She went
it?
missing one day, never to be seen again. And she was missing for 9 months. 9 months she was missing until somebody randomly saw an old post on Facebook and said, I think that cat is in a residential, like a old people's home grounds. It's being fed by the old days. And my sister went to have a look, and lo and behold, there she was. So there's another happy story. See, never give up on your pets. Never give up.
You never know, do you?
No.
Becky said, persevere with Depop. I thought that at the start, but once you get your listing up and sales it, they're steady and you don't have to. Yeah, I'm going to get more onto Depop, definitely. I've got to give that more of a chance.
Oliverine said, look what she did to Depop, Chris, employ someone else. That's what I told him. I told him that from the beginning, but he wouldn't listen.
Put her through the interview.
I'd have failed it.
Yeah, she wouldn't have got past the paper sift, to be honest. But I do bundle low price items, Joe. I do bundle them.
Yeah, when he makes me list stuff, I tend to do bundles of things. Because like we said, we're trying not to list anything under £10 now, aren't we?
Yeah. Cola Flipper says, Chris, I know it's different as I'm a part-timer, but that's what I do. If I can't make £20 after fees, I leave it on the table. I make similar profits each month to before, but a lot, yeah. It's what I'm aiming for. I don't think I would go as far as £20, because there's a massive bulk of my sales are between the £10 and £20 mark. So I would definitely find that difficult. I'm very well used to buying something for £1 and selling it for 15. That is kind of a real baseline of an item. But I do feel that when you sell something at less than £10, even if you bought it at 1 or 2, by the time you've spent your time on it, you've paid all your fees and whatnot, you've got to consider if your time would have been better spent. That's just my opinion. That is, so everyone has a different business model. Some people love flipping media for £2-3 a time and shipping it out the door like 10, 20 in a day, even more than that. That's absolutely fine if that's what people, if that's what their business model is. I want to move away from the under £10. It's just the way I feel for my business.
I think our business model looks like Spaghetti Junction.
No, I haven't really got a business model. I'm just making it sound good. I haven't got a business model.
Oliverine says, not sure Chris wants to meet anyone.
That's harsh.
Night's life, that's what I do every time I go live. It's spur of the moment. Dave says, but he loves his YouTube channel. You do love your YouTube channel, but I think we've established that our YouTube channel is never going to be our big earner. It's more.
I mean, my YouTube channel is part of my business. So any income that I get from YouTube, which it is increasing, and I do earn a reasonable amount of advertising and stuff. Probably not as much as what you probably think when you consider we've got sort of 5,500 subs. But that money goes into my business. That's an income. Just the same as if I need supplies for YouTube, if I need to buy a new light, if I need to buy a new camera, that also comes out of the business. So yeah, it's a part of the business, but there's a real fine line as to how much time you spend dealing with YouTube and uploading videos, making sure that you're not spending too much time on it. That time could be better spent listing, selling, dealing with reselling.
So the way to solve that issue is to start a new YouTube channel all about movies.
That's an amazing idea. I might do that.
Yeah.
Lana says, I'm antisocial too, Chris. Steve forces me to. Yes, I'm totally like that. Annabelle
forces him to speak.
She literally says, no, you're coming, you're doing it. You're doing it.
Linda and Gaz, me and Gaz are like the Scottish version of you two.
Lana will be on movie chat, so she's not going to be antisocial this Thursday. She's going to be on movie
Just because
chat.
she's on doesn't mean that she's going to say anything.
She will. She will.
Doesn't mean she's going to say anything.
We probably won't be able to shut her up, to be honest.
Yeah. Becky says, I hate diamonds too. Too shiny. They hurt my eyes, and don't get me started on mansions and the display you have to walk to.
Display distance.
Oh, distance. You have to walk to the kitchen for a snack.
What's that mean?
I have no idea. I've
That's
missed
so
something
random,
there.
Becky, but I'm sure it was to somebody. TD says, Chris, if you listed Bell on eBay,
How much
do you think you would get?
The problem is, he'd have to pay them to take them.
That's an obvious answer. I was thinking that, but that's way too obvious.
Can you do minus numbers on eBay?
To be fair, what would happen is she'd probably go for quite a high price because, like, on camera, you know, she can make herself look decent. But what would happen was I'd get a return and she'd get shipped back to me. It'd be like, she'd get returned. Item not as described.
There's a lot of broken bits. I think it got broken transport.
It'd be item not as described.
I'm a demic. I'm a demic.
Mr. Sprout, cannot believe that Chris is anti-so. It's
Seems
not
like
that...
you could talk to a lamppost. He would talk to a lamppost because it wouldn't answer back.
It's not that it's not that antisocial is probably the wrong term. What would you call it?
Likes his own company and doesn't like to be around other people.
I'm used to my own company.
No, you're an introvert.
Mm.
There we go. He's an introvert. Chris is very much doesn't do waffle. He's not one of these people, you won't believe it on the show, but in general, like day-to-day life, he's not one of these people. Like, I can sit down with my family and we can literally speak for hours, and we'll start off with one subject and end up on a subject which is 25 million light years away 3 hours later, and we wouldn't have taken a breath in the middle.
Thing is, you like
Chris needs an actual subject and something to talk about.
Yeah. She'll ring her mum, like, and she'll be on the phone for like 3 hours, on video chat for about 3 hours, and they'll be talking about
everything and anything,
like the most bizarre things for ages, like 30 minutes on one thing.
We just talk,
right? But I can't do that sort of meaningless sort of chat. When I'm on the phone to my mum, it's probably less than 10 minutes and we're quite sort of like concise. And if you run out of interesting things to say, it's like, well, we'll speak again soon then.
But that's from you, because I can speak to your mum for hours.
You just speak to anybody for hours.
That is true.
I wouldn't say antisocial is probably the right phrase. Sometimes I get a bit like what do you
overwhelmed.
Call it? Social anxiety.
Yeah.
If there's too many people in the room, I tend to shrink out of it.
Shrinking violet.
Because I don't know. And also, like, being in the cops for 13 years, you tend to read bullshit. And I can't chat to people if I think they're chatting bullshit.
Which is like half the population.
Yeah. I can't.
Including me.
Yeah. I can't deal with bullshitters. And there's a lot of them about. So if I catch on that, you know, and I'm normally fairly quick at judging somebody's sort of demeanor. It's like if I don't get on with their demeanor, I'm done. Really, I'm done.
I mean, people might notice that Chris probably speaks. I mean, he has to speak when he's hosting things. But if it's not our show and we go on to other people's shows, Chris is not as vocal. Chris is more of a sit, observe, and just chip in when he feels like it's necessary, because it's face to face. There's other people there. It's not the same as just looking at a camera and, well, basically we're talking to ourselves, aren't we? At the moment. But
my dad always said to me, if you've not got anything interesting to say, then don't say anything. And that's kind of probably sat with me.
Well, I'd never talk then, because I've never got anything
I know.
interesting to say.
But at least if I'm quieter, then you can.
I don't do
Okay.
awkward silences. That's the problem.
See, I don't mind a bit of silence.
I have learnt to be silent once since I've been with you.
Yes,
That's-
silence. Shut up. No, I think just wrapping that up, because antisocial is not the right phrase. 'Cause
No.
I'm not an antisocial person. Antisocial is very negative. That's not what I am.
Oh, what's that? Shabatron's put there. I have a talking cat called Muffin in my book, Zeke and the Space Cadets. So you're all aware you can get a signed copy on my eBay store.
Oh,
Didn't realise you'd written a book.
that's interesting.
We'll all have to go check
Go and
that
have a
out.
look.
Can you put your eBay store in the chat so we can all
See
go
if you
find
can-
it?
Yeah. Rich Hitch says, I couldn't agree more, Chris. £10 plus. Yeah, that's what I'm aiming for. Chris Tyler says, sell 3 £10 items a week. Yes, it does add up. It does, Chris. It does. But I'm aiming to go a bit higher on my average selling price. That's just the way I'm sort of trying to head. Cola says, for me, £20 works, as I don't have a lot of time. As I have a full-time job, family renovating. If I was full-time, yeah, I think you probably would, Cola. I think you'd concede that £10 and go down to £10, because there's a hell of a lot of items that fall between £10 and £20. I'd say, my average selling price at the moment is probably £20, £21 an item. But I have a hell of a lot between 10 and 20.
Joan says, we love movie chats.
Yay.
And then I like the fact that Oliver Ian said, item not as described with me, but Joan has followed it up with Bella's priceless, obviously. Thank you, Joan.
Everyone's saying item not as described.
Lainey said, you got your competitive pants for Thursday, Lana.
Uncomfortable. No, that's not right.
Introvert.
I do get uncomfortable, but yeah. Introvert, everyone's.
Yeah. T. Kurt says, just worked out my average asking price on Tax Store is £17.40.
400.
Listed 379 items, average of £46. That's a good average.
It is.
Need that average higher. Tea Cakes has got a high bar. Hermit, someone who sells on eBay. That is very true.
Lainey says, I'm like you, Belle. Yeah, I can imagine Lainey being like that. Talking a lot. Being very chatty.
Well, I said, and I took this as a compliment, but once upon a time, someone referred to me as the donkey out of Shrek.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. They said,
Remember that video?
Getting you to talk is not a problem.
We did a live once, and we were talking about this subject in a live once, and I watched it back a few weeks ago because I was thinking about putting like a best bits video together.
Was this the first time you got me on?
It was one of the first times, and we were talking about how much you talk and I don't. And I kind of interrupted you and said, do you ever shut up? It was funny. There you go. Joan says, that's why we're well matched. Oh, and Aaron says, I completely understand what Chris is saying. Yeah, thanks, Aaron. It's hard to explain. Not antisocial, that's not the right word. Catan, I'm with you, Chris. I can't talk to people that can't educate me. Boring. Yeah.
Oh my God, why do you watch our show? Surely we're not that educated.
Oh, there you go. Oliverine says, you're fine as you are, pal. That's nice. Thank you.
He is fine as
Appreciate
he is.
it. It's just, I ain't going to change now. I'm 30, 31.
We're yin and
I'm not
yang,
gonna
aren't we?
change.
The thing is, I made it my sole purpose in life to pull you out of your shell, didn't I? And I've half succeeded.
Kind of.
I've half succeeded.
You've done a bit.
I have.
I've done a lot of things. Sometimes I thought I know the right answer is to force myself to do things. So I will force myself sometimes. Like, I mean, you wouldn't believe it, but, you know, some of the stuff that I've done, you wouldn't believe that I was an introvert, and you wouldn't believe that I, I have like social anxiety. You wouldn't believe that. I mean, I've stood, in a police's uniform. I've stood and delivered speeches, presentations to hundreds of people, to educated people,
top-ranking officers.
Yeah, I mean, I remember once I stood up in a gold meeting. If you won't even probably know what that is, but you have a gold meeting is the highest level of meeting that you can have in a police environment. It's all the top bosses discussing a serious incident. I've stood up and I've challenged not a chief constable. I challenged somebody in a top meeting once because I didn't think they were right. And I was in a gold meeting, and you wouldn't believe that I would have ever done that. And I've done talks in schools, to hundreds of kids, and that's bloody hard work.
But that shows how you can different in different situations, doesn't it?
Because I can adapt. I'm good at adapting for stuff like that.
I'm the complete opposite, though, aren't I? Because I can talk the hind leg off a donkey
but you won't want to do that.
one-to-one, put me in front of people and give me a microphone, zoom. I literally clam up. When we first started working together and Chris was my boss, you used to give me every single job role that consisted of having to go and stand and publicly speak, because he knew how terrified I was of doing it, because I have this massive fear of sounding stupid. And he literally forced me into the limelight and forced me to do presentations and present in meetings and do school talks, and I hated him for it. But in the long run,
you grow, don't you? It makes you grow, and makes you confident.
Yeah, in the long run, it helped me. It did help me.
When I think back over the years, I can't believe some of the stuff that I've done. And I think maybe now, because I work from home, I work for myself, I'm not forced into those situations anymore. So therefore, I don't do it because I don't need to. I don't have to.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're in a paid position and you're told you will do this, you will go to that meeting and you're like, shit, I don't even want to be in that meeting. That's going to be horrendous. But you have to. So therefore, you adapt to the situation and you do it anyway.
Yeah, definitely. Stream Andrew says 2 ears and 1 mouth. I think I've got 2 mouths and 1 ear.
Shabba says, I expect 76 watcher sales now, like Nick Hills gets on his cubes every live chat.
Uncle Social. Oliverine, it's a good job Belle never gets interrogated. They would give up before she did.
Joan says, Belle, the week you weren't well, Chris really missed you. Yes, I did.
He might have
quite difficult.
He might have missed me, but you did well. I was listening from the wings, and you did really well.
Well, everyone said I did all right, but
no, you did.
But when you're used to this every week, having this sort of to and fro, it is actually quite difficult to do it on your own.
Hey, look, I might take the mickey out of him, but I have had so many proud moments where I have sat and watched him do his presentations and even doing stuff like this. And I sit back and I just think, that's my guy, that. Look at him go. So
I'm proud of a lot of stuff. I'm proud of myself from a lot of the stuff that I've done.
You should be.
Aid says I've had to do talks in school. Yeah, it's bloody scary. I tell you what, that's one of the hardest things, especially like an assembly.
And especially when they've given you the talk 10 minutes before you're due to do it and gone, go teach them about water safety. And you're like Googling tips on water safety.
Lana says public speaking is my worst nightmare. It used to be mine. Lana. But then obviously the more you do it, the more confident you get. And I did get to a point where I was absolutely fine doing public speaking. But I think, like I said before, now that I don't have to do it, well, I work for myself now. I don't need to do any of this stuff, so I won't.
Did you get all nervous when you first started live YouTube?
Yeah, initially I think it was quite nerve-wracking. I think it was quite nerve-wracking at the start.
That's why you wrote me into it as well.
Yeah. Speaking in front of people's never bothered me. Spoke in front of 1,500 people. Yeah, that's a lot.
That
Stu.
is a lot of
Yeah,
people.
that's a lot.
That is a lot of people. I could honestly say, if somebody came up to me and was like, would you do it? I'd be going, if it's a choice, no. And I would still definitely back out at every opportunity to publicly speak. Even more so since I've got my health conditions, because part of chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia is something called brain fog. And literally on some days, and Chris will vouch for this one, I can sometimes not even be able to remember simple words. So it is really frustrating because you do tend to feel like you come across as quite stupid. I won't say I'm the brightest spark in the box, but I'm definitely not stupid. But it comes across that way, so I'd be even less like willing to do it now. But at a push,
you can do it. You can, like the phrase goes, you can put your mind. If you put your mind to it, you can do anything, and that is absolutely true. You can do it. You can put your mind to anything.
But I have you to thank for that, because, like I said, because you did push me.
Yeah.
And don't know why, for all those out there like me that don't like public speaking, I've got a phobia of microphones.
Yeah, it does make it worse because you hear yourself back, don't you, on the speaker?
I'm not kidding you. If Chris sat here, it's like I've got this in front of my head now, but it doesn't look like a microphone, so I'm fine. But if Chris literally handed me a microphone and said talking to that, I'd literally be like, no, I'm not doing it.
Oliver Green said, Chris, you did really well, but we all had an early night, if I remember right.
It's not such a bad thing. Tea cakes, am I right, gobshite, but in front of 1,500 people, not a chance.
Yeah. I know, that's a hell of a lot, isn't it?
Oh, we're so lucky to be with DJ 10.
Oh, people remember. This is funny, this.
Oh, Jeff's like an elephant. He never forgets.
Lainey, I felt like that, Belle. I used to edit out every little thing when I first did YouTube, even though a lot of what I edited out was just part of who I was. YouTubers added to. Yeah, I can see that, Lainey. We can all see that, you know, you
do brilliantly. Yeah. You're so funny when we watch you.
Rich says, Belle, you couldn't deny us of your gracious presence. YouTube would be so much worse without you.
That's just because I'm a nut job. That's why. Because you sit there on a Monday evening going, I'm glad it's your wife and not mine because she's crazy.
My first few YouTube live streams where I've been a guest on someone else's stream was terrifying. I needed a drink before. Now I feel a lot more confident. Yeah, I think it is harder to go on someone else's stream than to run your own because you never quite know what they're going to ask you. Or yeah, I do think that is hard. We don't go on many other streams. I mean, first we don't get invited that often, but no, we just, I don't know why, we just don't seem to go on that many other streams.
Lainey, I have an underactive thyroid which causes brain fog too. It's so frustrating. It certainly is.
Yeah. It
certainly is. Dave, I struggled with Mike talking in front of the event and the documentary I am in. What documentary are you in?
Tell us more.
Look at that. It just dangles that little carrot and then just floats away.
Does that all the time. Bang on, Chris. You can do anything you put your mind to. Yeah, you absolutely can.
Catan says, I think that's what's putting me off YouTube, the mic and camera. Yeah, but the camera, you're just talking to yourself.
Yeah.
You're literally just looking. See, I'm terrible. Chris used to always try and get me to look at the camera. And I can't do it. I can't look at the camera because for me, it just don't feel right. So
we talk to ourselves.
Randomly talking to ourselves on a screen is fine. Maybe it's because it feels like I'm just talking to people.
Yeah. I think, Catan, I mean, if you use StreamYard, if you're thinking about doing a live, if it's pre-recorded at Courier or both, on StreamYard, you can do test videos. So you can set up a live stream set it as private to go to YouTube, and just do a little show, without anyone. Pretend that you're doing something. Make sure there's no one in the house so you don't sound like a complete idiot. But do it when no one's there, and then watch yourself back and just see. There's no pressure then. You can see how it looks.
Yeah, definitely. You see, you might find I haven't done many of the pre-recorded videos with Chris, and that's because I kick and scream every time he asks me to do them, because I, again, don't feel comfortable just talking to nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It just doesn't sit right with me.
Lainey says, you both do amazing. My parents were complete opposites, and they, like you, were perfect for each other.
We are. We're yin and yang, aren't we?
Rummage around's in. Kieran's here.
Hello. Not getting confused this time. Last time you said that, I thought it was my Kieran.
Oliver Green said, Chris and Stephen have helped me with the movie chats. Cola having the guys there has really helped me with confidence. That's good, Steve. I'm glad to hear that. That's really good. You're doing well.
I think everybody feels a bit nervous if it's something that you're not sure of. But like you said, it's once you've kind of done that first step and realise it's actually not that bad. Especially when it's like the movie chats where it's a bit more relaxed.
Yeah.
And it is just like a bunch of you on a Zoom call having a chat, which is pretty much what it is.
Brumley Seller, this surprises me. I have so many anxieties with YouTube, can't even watch them back sometimes. I just completely freeze when talking. Oh wow. That really does surprise me. But you just don't know people, do you? You know what people get anxious about and stuff.
Katan said, thanks, Chris. We'll give that a shout, but the other half is always giggling, but in a supportive way. 2021, I will definitely start with 0 subs and views.
You got to start there. Everyone starts there. So, there's a lot of people you've been in and around the community. You've been in and out of people's chats. People know you. You're going to get a certain number of subs immediately. I'm pretty sure you'll get subs straight away. And that'll get you started.
Yeah. Rummage Around says, I am your Kieran Bell. Sorry. Yes, you're my other Kieran. I was going to say something then about the... Oh, what I was going to say is the number of people, views and stuff, you shouldn't really worry about, because when you started doing your movie chats, you were literally you went back down to like just you guys in the chat and like 2 people watching.
I mean, we still don't get many, but we're trying to
slowly build.
We're trying to build a little movie community with the Facebook group and the show, and it's we're getting sort of 30 viewers, and
I think it's a case of do it for yourself to begin with and don't be disheartened while you're building your confidence up and sort of getting your rhythm.
Yeah.
It will come. It will come.
Just don't worry about when you're first starting, your number of subs will be low and your number of views will be low, but you just got to plow through that. You just got, even if you get 50 views on a video, don't worry about it. Release your next one.
I remember
and if you need any help, give me a shout.
Mr. Diggs's first one, he was a nervous wreck, wasn't he? So you're talking about waffle. You talk about
Mr.
waffle.
Diggs.
Watch Mr. Diggs's first video, right? Bless his little cotton socks. He was so nervous that he just basically waffled through the whole thing. But it was so endearing. It really, really was. And that's what you don't realise. To you, you think you're just waffling and it sounds rubbish and no one's going to like it. But to us watching it, it was actually really sweet. And I really enjoyed it. So there you go. And it's true what Oliver Ian said there. It's we do have a great community who are going to support you no matter what.
Leanne to Ketan says, those of us that lurk and comment in the chats are nice people, I am sure, and will be very supportive to new YouTubers. Just have a go. Yeah, why not? Just have a go.
Cola Flippers left us. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for your input today. Appreciate it.
And it's 10:10.
We're way over.
I am 10 minutes past my bedtime.
I'm blaming the ghost for that.
10 minutes past my bedtime.
Right.
I've got the plug. I'm going to pull the lights out.
She's going to pull the plug on this show. Let's talk about what's coming up for the channel this week before we finish, as we always do. 7 p.m. This Thursday is the last movie chats before 2021. We're taking a little break because the Thursdays fall on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. So we're going to take a break on those days. So 7 p.m. on Thursday, it's the Christmas special movie chats. It's a couples show. So it's going to be me and Annabelle. Have you been on you've not been on movie chats with me like this, sat together in the same room?
No, it's horrendous when I came on last time. You all just kept talking over me.
But it's a couple's Christmas show. So it's me and Belle. There is the two Steves and their misses and their missuses. So that should be interesting. Plus, Lainey's back on. She's doing a Christmas quiz for the lot of us and the chat. So it should be interesting. It should be a lot of fun. We really enjoyed the last quiz, even though we couldn't answer any of the questions.
I was going to say, all I can say is with us ladies in, it's got to be better. It has to be better. We cannot do worse than they did last week. Lainey, make sure the questions are easier.
Make sure the questions are on the Muppets, please. And then we'll be all right. So yeah, that's it. Thursday will be our last movie chats until 2021. I've also got a couple of raw and uncut videos coming out this week, and a boot sale video and pickups, and it will be back to the way you all love it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. I will be back doing the normal boot sale video. And that is it for this week. I think we've covered everything. Is there anything else? Are we done?
No, but Keely's just hit the nail on the head. She said, does Belle know what time it is? You're still live.
I know. I can't believe it.
I've been yawning since 8:10. No, thanks, guys. As always, your love and support.
Christmas quiz is done and ready, Lainey says.
Don't interrupt me like that. How rude.
Whoa.
I was pouring my heart out.
You interrupt me throughout the shows.
I was trying to tell our lovely supporters that how much we appreciate their love and support that they give us all year round. We love you and appreciate you so much. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Oh, for God's sake. What have you done to it? No, guys, on a serious note, stay safe and have a fantastic week.
Yeah. Yes. Jason popped in right at the end. Right, that's it. Thanks, everyone. We will see you next week. We will be on for Reseller World, 8 p.m. Monday night, and that will be probably the last one before 2021. So see you next week, and thanks, everyone.
Bye.
See you later.